Hey guys, welcome back to my channel where I talk about the NWSL, women's soccer, just soccer, only soccer. Happy Halloween! What a time to drop the US women's national team roster for the November friendlies. I knew the roster was coming, but dropping it during Halloween or Samhain is a choice. So, in November, the US women's national team will be taking on Germany's women's national team in two friendlies. The first one is going to be Thursday, November 10th at 7 p.m., and the second one is going to be Sunday, November 13th at 5 p.m. Germany's women's national team is probably one of my favorite national teams next to the US and England. Germany, even though they are number 3 in the FIFA rankings, they're probably one of the most underrated and underestimated national teams. A lot of people thought Germany would get knocked out early in the Euro, but they held on and made it to the finals where they ultimately lost to England. Despite the loss to England, Germany is still in top form. They are a great team with a lot of attacking prowess, good control in the midfield, and very versatile players. I think Germany will be a great challenge and test for the US women's national team, one that is definitely needed. The US are coming off of a 2-1 loss against England and a 2-0 loss to Spain. If the US can get it together, if they can control the midfield, which is something Germany likes to do, if they can support one another in the defense and be aggressive with their attack, then the US could win these matches. And this is just a small thing. If Vlatko could check his mentality and take these friendlies seriously instead of saying stupid stuff like, no one will remember these friendlies when the US wins the World Cup, then yeah, we could win these matches and not get single-handedly destroyed by Alex Popp. Anyway, let's get into the roster for the US women's national team. Starting with the goalkeepers, we have Addie Franch, Casey Murphy, and Alyssa Nair. I'm not really surprised with the goalkeepers. I heard before from sources that Addie Franch was going to be replacing Aubrey Kingsbury on the November roster, so not really surprised there. She had a great game against the Portland Thorns, and sadly, OL Reign. Yeah, that still hurts me. Addie Franch had a great season overall. She is a veteran of the national team with lots of international experience, so she would be good in the goal. Hopefully, Franch gets to start in one of these matches against Germany. Murphy and Nair, fine as well. Now, let's move on to the defenders. We have Alana Cook, Crystal Dunn, Emily Fox, Naomi Girma, Sophia Huerta, Haley Mace, and Becky Sauerbrunn. It's great to have Crystal Dunn back. Good experience there, along with Becky Sauerbrunn. I honestly love Alana Cook, and I think she is fantastic for OL Reign. But on the national team, I've heard others say during and after the matches against England and Spain that Cook needs more confidence or needs to be more confident. And I definitely agree with that statement. She does need to be more confident and aggressive. Here's the thing though, the US backline hadn't really gotten tested until they took on England and Spain. It was there that we could see the US defense getting opened up and ran through. The US backline as a whole needs to be more confident and more aggressive. Germany's attack is very ruthless, and if you do not step up defensively against Germany, if you don't challenge them, they will run right through you with no problem. I think Fox, Girma, and Mace will do great, especially Girma. Huerta will try to involve herself more in the attack, but she needs to make sure she gets back there to defend, or at least try to support Cook, considering Cook has supported her in the Reign back line. For the defense as a whole, there needs to be better communication, better organization, and better cohesion between the defenders. Now, let's move on to the midfielders. Sam Coffey, Lindsay Horan, Taylor Korniak, Rose Lavelle, Christy Mewis, Ashley Sanchez, and Andy Sullivan. I mean, good midfielders. I do like Sam Coffey and Ashley Sanchez, and I still think Christy Mewis could be more than just a super sub. But I'm gonna quote French keeper Sarah Bouhadi and say, I bet my 2 severed hands that Vlatko is going to run Horan and Sullivan until they can't. Are there really no other players that can play Horan's position? Sullivan can actually play in Horan's position, and I'm wondering why not have Horan start in a match alongside, I don't know, Lavelle or Sanchez, whoever. Then in the next match, or next half, rest Horan and play Sullivan alongside other midfielders. The matches against England and Spain showed that the U.S. midfield needs a lot of work. It might need to be switched up. The U.S. midfield was somewhat better against Spain, I'll give them that, but against England, the U.S. was losing those battles in the midfield. Keira Walsh was controlling the midfield for England. When it comes to Germany, those midfield battles are so important to win. Germany loves controlling the midfield, and their players are so versatile to the point where their midfielders and strikers are combined. If the U.S. wants to win these friendlies, they have to keep control of the midfield. They have to keep possession. They have to fight for possession. This is essential. Much like the back line, the U.S. midfield needs to be more aggressive and needs to stop turning over possession like in the match against England. Now, let's go on to the forwards. For forwards, we got Ashley Hatch, Alex Morgan, Mal Pugh, Megan Rapinoe, Trinity Rodman, Sophia Smith, and Alyssa Thompson. Forwards look great. I'm glad Mal is back. I think she'll be able to provide good service for the attack and get around Germany's defense. Sophia Smith is just so good and is also great at getting around defenders. Like, she dances around them like no problem, walks past them like a walk in a park. I think she'll get around Germany's back line no problem, provided that she has support from the midfield and attack. Trinity Rodman did really well in the match against England, and Smith even said she liked playing with Rodman. That's really good, and I hope those two will continue to work on and develop their chemistry together. At some point, Vlatko needs to figure out what he wants to do with Ashley Hatch. I think he should develop the chemistry between Hatch, Rodman, and Smith. In the past, Vlatko said he wanted to work on Hatch's chemistry with Smith and Mal, and I don't know if he's still doing that because he hasn't brought it up recently. Hatch, Rodman, Smith would probably be all right, but maybe Hatch, Morgan, and Mal could work as well. Alyssa Thompson, I think she needs more playtime and experience with the national team. Hopefully, she'll be able to get more of it in these friendlies against Germany. When it comes to Germany's defense, the whole team can and will defend. Alex Popp, the German captain, will get right on the goal line to support Merle Fromms, the keeper. Tavea Vossmuth, Julie Brand, Clara Buhl, Leah Schuler, Svenja Huth are forwards and midfielders, mainly forwards, but their defending ability is great, and they will support the back line if it's needed. Also, there's Obi, who is just a very brutal midfielder. The German team can go a whole 90 just defending. Their defense tends to stay compact and tight in their box. I think if the U.S. can keep up their attack, keep applying pressure to the Germany backline and defense, and try to draw the German team out of their box, create those gaps in their defense, then the U.S. can release Smith, Rodman, Morgan, Hatch a lot easier. The challenge for the U.S. is going to involve breaking down Germany's defense, creating gaps, and getting U.S. players into the box. Easier said than done. I do suggest going down whichever side Feli Rauch is on. She is probably going to be the easiest defender to get around, provided that Clara Buhl, Leah Schuler, Alex Popp, or Obi isn't hanging around nearby. Anyway, this is the November roster for the U.S. women's national team, along with some insight into the German women's national team. I think these friendlies are going to be very interesting and a lot of fun. Hopefully the U.S. will be able to come away with a win. That is all I have for you guys today or tonight. Happy Halloween, and I'll see you all in the next one. Later.